You ever notice how someone looks at you, then looks away like they're afraid you saw the truth? And for a split second, your whole chest tightens because you felt something they're trying so hard to bury. Men don't talk about this enough, so I'm going to say what no one ever told you. When someone is fighting their feelings for you, they leak the truth in tiny, unguarded moments. And most men miss these signals, not because you're blind, but because you've been trained to ignore your own intuition. So tonight, I want you to listen with the part of you that's been doubting itself for years. Because these signs, they're subtle, they're quiet, but they are brutally real. The first sign is the tension in their body language, the kind they think they're hiding. When someone is fighting feelings for you, their body betrays them constantly. They'll angle their feet toward you, even when their words try to sound casual. They'll lean in without realizing it, then suddenly pull back like they're afraid you noticed. It's this push-pull energy, a kind of emotional stutter. You can feel it in the air. They want you closer, but they're terrified of what that closeness will expose. Another sign lives in their eyes. People who don't care don't stare. They don't observe you. They don't memorize the way your voice shifts when you talk about something that matters to you. But someone fighting their feelings? They look at you when you're not looking, and they look away the moment you catch them. Their eyes soften, then harden, then soften again. It's that war between desire and restraint. It's involuntary, and it's one of the most powerful giveaways. But maybe the most painful sign is their inconsistency. Not the toxic kind. This isn't about games, it's about fear. They'll be warm one day, distant the next. Open one moment, guarded the next. You'll get a glimpse of vulnerability, then they slam the emotional door shut. And you start questioning yourself. Did I imagine it? Did I do something wrong? No, you didn't. They're wrestling with feelings that scare them because they feel too big, too risky, too real. Pay attention to their details. People fighting their feelings listen more closely than they should. They remember things you said in passing. They bring up conversations you forgot you had. They notice your mood, your habits, your subtle shifts. It's because they're attuned to you, more than they want to admit. Their mind may be trying to stay neutral, but their focus keeps drifting back to you. And deep down, you probably feel it too. That confused warmth, that strange tension, that unspoken electricity that follows you both like a shadow. And even if they're doing everything in their power to suppress it, something in you already knows the truth. There's a moment, a very specific moment, when you realize someone is fighting their feelings for you. It's when their voice changes around you, not dramatically, not in a way that anyone else would catch, but in a way that hits your nervous system like a quiet alarm. Their tone softens, their pace slows, their words feel more careful, more intentional, like you matter more than they're willing to admit. And then, right when it feels warm, they snap back into a safer, more controlled version of themselves. That shift is never accidental. It's emotional self-defense. People who suppress their feelings go out of their way to appear unaffected, but the cracks always show. One of the biggest cracks is nervousness. Not the clumsy sitcom kind. This is deeper. Their hands fidget, their breathing shifts, they adjust their clothes. They suddenly become overly aware of themselves. Attraction makes people feel exposed, and exposure triggers nervous energy. If someone is calm with everyone else and slightly rattled around you, that's not coincidence. That's emotion trying and failing to stay hidden. Another sign sits in the little flickers of jealousy they try so hard to disguise. It's subtle, the way their expression tightens for a second when you mention someone else, or the way they go quiet, not angry, not rude, just quiet. That silence is them wrestling with emotions they don't want you to see. People who don't care don't flinch. People who care too much pretend they didn't. Then there's the overcompensation. Someone fighting their feelings will often pretend they're too busy, too chill, or too uninterested. They want to look detached, but the effort is too obvious. They text slower than they want to. They respond shorter than they feel. They try to create emotional distance, but the energy between you doesn't match the behavior. Their words say, "I'm neutral," but everything else says, "I'm struggling." And the truth behind it all? Fear. Not fear of you, but fear of themselves. Fear of wanting too much. Fear of being rejected. Fear that if they let their feelings come to the surface, they'll lose control. Some people have been hurt so deeply that attraction feels dangerous. Attachment feels like a risk. So they fight the very thing they crave. But the strongest sign of all is presence. Even when they try to hide their emotions, they show up for you in ways they don't for anyone else. They check on you. They help you. They show up when you're overwhelmed or stuck. They make small sacrifices they think you won't notice. This isn't friendliness, it's emotional gravity. When someone cares, their instinct is to protect you, even when their mouth denies everything. And you've felt this before, haven't you? That strange mix of closeness and distance, interest and hesitation. That feeling that someone is holding back something big. There's a very specific kind of behavior people show when they're fighting feelings for you. And it's the kind that keeps you awake at night because it feels intentional and unintentional at the same time. It's the way they create distance, but only after getting too close. 1 minute they're laughing with you, leaning in, opening up, letting their guard fall, and the next minute they pull back like they revealed too much. That sudden shift isn't rejection. It's emotional whiplash from caring more than they expected. People who are battling their own feelings will often seek your presence without admitting they're doing it. They appear in the places you tend to be. They randomly show up online at the same time you do. They respond instantly some days, then take hours the next day. Not because they're losing interest, but because they're trying to regulate it. It's not game playing, it's self-protection. They're afraid you'll see how strong the pull actually is. You'll notice another powerful sign in the way they listen. Someone who's neutral hears your words. Someone fighting their feelings hears your emotions. They catch the tone behind what you're saying. They notice when you're drained or stressed or quiet. They remember your preferences, your routines, the things that make you feel comfortable or uncomfortable. And when they respond, it's with a softness they don't show to everyone else. That emotional attention is never accidental. It's attachment leaking through the cracks. And then there's the awkwardness, the kind that doesn't make sense. They stumble over words they normally say with ease. They stand closer than they mean to. They suddenly care how they look around you. They're not trying to impress you. They're trying not to embarrass themselves. Attraction is one of the only emotions that forces people out of the smooth, confident version of themselves and into the vulnerable, imperfect version they've been hiding. That shift is a sign they're invested, maybe more than you think. Another sign is the emotional restraint. When someone has real feelings they're afraid of, they monitor themselves. They think before they speak. They hesitate before complimenting you. They stop themselves mid-sentence because they almost said something too real. You'll catch them starting to open up and then pulling the brakes fast. That's the internal battle, wanting connection but fearing exposure. But here's the deepest truth. If they didn't care, they'd be consistent. Emotional indifference is stable. Emotional struggle is chaotic. The very push and pull that confuses you is the evidence that they feel something they can't easily control. People only fight emotions that matter. And if you're honest with yourself, you've felt that strange magnetic tension, the kind that fills the space between two people who are pretending everything is normal when both feel something quietly burning under the surface. There's a moment, usually small, quiet, almost forgettable, when someone fighting their feelings slips up. It's the moment they show you a level of care that goes way beyond friendship. Maybe they check on you at a strange hour. Maybe they defend you when you're not there to hear it. Maybe they go out of their way to fix something for you, solve something for you, or ease a burden you never even asked them to touch. These aren't gestures of politeness. These are instinctive acts of someone whose emotions have already chosen you, even if their mind hasn't caught up yet. And here's the truth most people never realize. When someone is fighting their feelings, their guard isn't strongest, it's fragile. They think they're hiding everything, but emotional suppression makes their signals louder, not quieter. They overthink their messages. They rehearse what to say. They worry about coming off too eager, too available, too invested. You'll notice pauses where there shouldn't be pauses. You'll notice them typing, deleting, retyping. You'll notice they answer in a way that feels considered. That's not indifference. That's emotional fear dressed up as caution. Watch how they react when you open up. Someone with suppressed feelings becomes hyper-attentive when you show vulnerability. They lean in, they soften, they become more present. Your pain impacts them. Your stress weighs on them. The way you talk about your life affects their mood more than they want to admit. That sensitivity is one of the strongest signs. When your emotional world matters to them deeply, they're not neutral, they're invested. And then there's withdrawal, the kind that isn't cold, just overwhelmed. Sometimes people with strong hidden feelings take space, not because they're done with you, but because they feel too much and don't know what to do with it. They need distance to calm down, to think, to get control over their own heart. When the emotions become too intense, their first instinct is to retreat, not to leave you, just to breathe. And when they return gentler, more grounded, but still unable to fully hide what they feel. But the real giveaway is this: even when they pull back, they never actually let go. They stay connected to you in small, consistent ways, liking your posts, checking your stories, asking subtle questions, keeping threads alive. It's the emotional breadcrumb trail of someone who can't walk away but also isn't ready to step forward. That tension is real connection sitting in limbo. And deep down, here's what you need to know. People don't fight feelings that are weak. They fight feelings that are powerful. Feelings that could change their life. Feelings they didn't expect. Feelings that make them vulnerable in ways they're not prepared for. If someone is wrestling with their emotions around you, it's because those emotions mean something. So tell me, who's the first person that came to your mind while listening to this? And are they fighting their feelings? Or are you fighting yours? Drop your answer in the comments, like the video, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs to understand the truth behind hidden emotions.